Very dwarf fortressy vibes. Yeah, this is an old. Oh, that's good. This is an old ambience album from. Well, it's Buckethead, but it's goes by Death Cube K for stuff like this. I assume that turns it down on my end. It's always so confusing when you have your like software volume and your speaker volume. It's just all of these knobs and wires, and like sometimes it just makes you think maybe there's too much technology in our lives. I want to make a shitty motel with a pool in the back. I'm trying to think how I want to divide it. this for that thing? It is for that thing. That's what I imagine the first level would be, is... I imagine the player character is just this drifter, oddly enough. And, their car breaks down here, and their time spent in this zone is just about getting it fixed. It's a mechanic that works here, who's like your main, like, ally at this point. I wish there was like a thesaurus, I guess. It's just got a picture of every single asset in the game. That would be a very good wiki. Some slick vehicle assets. I think I saw those. I saw one that had this like old pre-war military Jeep, which I kind of liked as the idea, because it seems like a practical vehicle that would stand out a bit. Okay, right. Oh, this is very helpful, I think. What is this? Architecture urban. That's all the pieces to that. You know, I should look up pictures of just like shitty hotels. Hotel with pool. That is church. That is not a motel. Okay, so like a brick wall. That's why I was looking at these. I was thinking like fence on this side would make sense, I feel, and then this back. Everything beyond here is going to be like a place you don't really go for the sake of keeping the scale down. So is there like a nice like, brick wall or something? No, 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 all this crap. We're just talking brick. Just line up with buildings. Those caps, I know they're called like West Side buildings. Possibly in the West Side section. There we go. What it looks like right now, just copy paste a bunch of these just to get an idea for an outline. It's like sketching out your construction before you actually fill in all the detail. Actually, you know what? Here, what crap? Cause over here in the room, we have all this shit. need to figure out still how to rename all these wilderness cells. I know it has something to do with the regions thing, which is an aspect of the GEC I have yet to fully actually understand. This road and just had it cut through here, because that would take up some space. But are actual places arranged like that? I don't know. Let me just get an idea of what it looks like. This is the main road into and out of town. I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't know. This road would like cut across through there. And it makes sense how the night town is arranged. Wait, did I just have a look here? No, okay. I'm gonna do that just because it takes up some space. Maybe about diversifying these sidewalks later. Attention deficit disorder is kicking in. Can you put north markers in exteriors? Probably not, right? Makes sense. Even though it'd be really nice if you could put north markers in exterior cells, because anyone who's tried to mod in Freeside knows what a pain in the ass it is to like get tile kits to line up correctly, because it is not like, you know, aligned with the north. It's like slightly offset, like turned. And that is a massive pain in the ass. Although, I'm sure you can actually work with it fine. It probably has something to do with this thing that says join or break planes. But I don't know what that means, and I'm not even sure if it does what I think it means. So it doesn't help me. Looks actually ish by itself, I think. If this were an actual, like, parking lot, would this be cut off like this, or would this just be open from the main road? Probably not. Yeah, it would have a sidewalk right here, I think. I guess unless I get out. I think that's how something would look. Maybe? I need a parking lot reference. It's because I'm drawing a total blank on what this should look like. Parking lot, like, cars should be going up like this against the highway, I guess. So, I don't know. I guess this parking lot would be, this motel, I guess, would be a pain in the ass to actually get your car into. But I hate cars, so that's just my little personal touch as a level designer. I hate vehicles and want you to suffer. Especially with the deep ingrained meaning of the soul. Looking at pictures of parking lots just makes me feel depressed. This is how much space all this shit takes up. That's why vehicle mods always seem so weird in Fallout, because you realize that the roads in Fallout games just don't make sense for, like, if you actually wanted people to be able to drive on these things. They just need a lot more room than any game really wants to have to give, because then the entire map would have to be fucking roads. Anyone who's living in a fucking suburb knows how awful that is. Where are these old concrete divider things? like this, even though I don't think it makes any sense as why this would be like this. Then again, cities in like Resident Evil 3, Silent Hill, they don't make any fucking sense. Especially Resident Evil 3. In Resident Evil 3, the city, if you think about it, is just so goddamn weird. That's part of what makes it so fun to explore. Yeah, I kind of like having this little building right here. Might be able to hide some things back here. Game design. I thought these buildings were enormous, but they were just close to me. I don't know if I set up this world space properly so that the water reflections already work, or if they just work because I have New Vegas reloaded on. I figured out what the bug was in the vanilla game, why Fallout 3 water reflections just don't work. Because the game has water reflections, they just don't work in 90% of the world in New Vegas. It has something to do with the landscape or water height. I don't even know what those settings do, because they're just, I don't know, weird, esoteric Bethesda engine bullshit. Why is there water here? Water should be much lower than that. Ooh, my weather mod does not. This texture, it really blows it the fuck out. I always like when you have an area you can see but can't get to. One of the most basic things in level design, but I feel like you just don't see it very much in Bethesda games. Hi, I didn't know you left. I've just been talking to myself. Okay, this... Why did this look so far away in game? Oh, it's because... Yeah, that makes sense. Details shouldn't matter at this point. Focus on blocking out shit. I want to just turn this whole place into like ruins. I don't know how much I want to do over here. Oh, not 190. That's way too big. Over there. Play something like that. Like RW doorway free. There we go. I remember the name of something. That looks vaguely natural, I suppose. This one is much bigger. Okay. Video gaming. I mean, technically. I mean, in a sense, yes, this is gaming, because if you've ever played Spore Galactic Adventures, the Gek is actually extremely similar to that. It's probably why I know how to use the Gek as well as I do. I do not miss it. I mean, I've never done it before, so I'm still like in the novelty phase, where I don't absolutely hate it yet. Mostly, I'm just wondering, like, I guess this fills into why building a town kind of sucks. Is like trying to make a space that is both like functional, like you have places that you want to go for reasons, and also like not feeling totally contrived, like it's just a bunch of places that are there for you to go for the sake of the game. Also, I hate these sidewalks because they never seem to have the tile set pieces that I need. Yeah, I mean, like, I have ideas, like, whenever... My level design philosophy in general is that, like, if a place exists, it should be important. And so, like, I have this grocery store, which I want to use as, like, a quest location. This gas station is where you start out in this level mission, whatever. Then we have this motel, which is where you can have a bunch of characters that can relate to quests. But then, I start to realize, oh, I'm kind of just building everything in a straight line. But, that's kind of how American infrastructure works. Everything's built alongside highways here. Because nobody wants to walk around. Yeah, that is awful. Tile sets like they're squares. They don't like curves. It's also like not having everything aligned with like straight north. Yeah, I have to assume that's what they did with Freeside, because trying to mod anything in Freeside is such a pain in the ass because everything is not directly north aligned and is like that. And Snap the Grid does not like that. Hi, Abyssal Knight. My water bottle's getting a little empty. Be right back. Snap the Grid also just doesn't work for some objects, like sidewalk trims require some manual movement. Yeah, there's a lot of things like that, actually. Actually, I don't even know where the trims are, because, like, that's actually a problem I've been having. So I've got these curves everywhere, which don't entirely fit. Yeah, is there a piece for that in the GEC, actually? Where there's just, like, this curb? I don't even know if you can see my mouse cursor, so I probably just seem insane. This curb that I could just plop right here, so it's not like this. I tried looking around Vanilla Freeside, and it didn't seem like there were any there. Different sidewalk corner pieces beyond a square corner piece. Yeah, there is a square corner piece, but unfortunately it's too wide, which I guess would mean it's a rectangle. So you're still right. It's like they have every piece you need except the one you need right now. Yeah, I can find them, but like... Yeah, I know where they are. They're in like static... What's it? Urban? urban sidewalk. Yeah, so they're all here, and then like, yeah, you get these too for some reason. Thankfully, my brain is like broken enough. I can kind of parse the shorthand a lot of these assets use. Trim. Oh, here. This is the thing I was looking for. I found it. It's actually the fact that you use the word trim. This is way too big, actually. Yeah. You just gotta know the keywords to find shit in this. If you don't, God help you. Although... This is, Yeah, I see now. Of all things, why is it missing that? Why is it missing that? Like... Okay, like, SW trim single. Surely this is what you meant this asset to be for, so why is it missing that key little piece? How... Bethesda explain, unless this is Obsidian explain. I think it's Bethesda though. I think this is one of the reused assets. Yeah, that's actually... I have a bunch of those, yeah. Because when I went into Freeside, I was looking for that specific piece, and all I found that they used in Freeside were these things. One of these. But even these are missing the edges, but I know there's another one, right? Is this? No, that's not it. Corner pieces did exist in Fallout 3, but were cut for no reason. Do you mean like cut in like New Vegas? Or like just forgot about? Because there's a ton of Fallout 3 assets that are not used at all in New Vegas's files. Listed as a ruble? Fac Hall small ruble. Let me get a look at this. Yeah. There's the Russian economy. Very useful assets. Yeah, there's a lot of tile sets that are incomplete because of that. And it's so weird because there's also the Fallout 3 DLC assets in here for some reason. There's a video on my channel where I was experimenting with the reverb effect that is not functional, and apparently only the PC version. Apparently it works in the Xbox. Yeah, there's a bunch of assets from Point Lookout that I just built a bunch of hallways out of. Isn't it like the mutant rednecks are in here somewhere too, but they're just missing the textures, I think? Very weird. Yeah. I've said this for a while, and this is kind of what I wish Fallout 76 was, is Bethesda should just release a sandbox game, like, have some original content if you want, but just like a toy box for modders to just be able to go buck wild with. Animation files for DLC creatures are in V, but some of them are missing skeletons, meshes, and textures. I see. Oh, here's that little corner piece I was looking for. Yeah, this fucking thing. I mean, this kind of works, you know. Sort of. Not really. It would be nice if this curb just had the whole of the curb. Just cut out that small corner piece. Yeah, that would do a lot. The most important modders resource to ever be released. The big heavy hitters in the Morrowind scene basically trying to do that. Well, yeah, there's the whole open Morrowind thing, right? I've seen videos of people have managed to port Oblivion through New Vegas stuff into that. I think even some Skyrim stuff, which is interesting, but I think it's all just very early phase, just proof of concept, really. But yeah, an open source version of Bethesda's engine, I think, would do a lot because as in all of the Bethesda discourse, you always hear about like, oh, Bethesda's engine's so bad. And it's like, no, their engine's not bad. Their engine is why nobody else makes Bethesda games, because it's kind of runs on black magic. Mm. I started using Winamp recently and I don't entirely understand it, but now that I've actually gotten most of my music visible, I kind of get why it's cool. Okay, what am I doing? I was surprised to learn that these things here, they have collision on that little balcony, so you can put a guy up there and he's like, hello. Oh, this reminds me, in case anyone knows this. So as you can see, his face is like, he looks like a pretty boy right now, and that's because I have the creation, the character kit overhaul. And in the render window, they look fine, but in here, they look like this. Is there a way to fix this? Wait, can you guys even see this? Right, you can't see that. How do I add this? So many windows. Window. Here we go. Yeah, you see that? Like that? Is there a way to fix that? Because it would be nice to be able to just, you know, make the characters with the character kit thing. Because I usually don't like mods like this because I feel like they change too much from the vanilla art style. But the character kit, I think, really does just look like vanilla, but better. Yeah. Expect Bethesda to know their engine better in the back of their hand. Game is so fucked up. I mean, that's the thing, is I don't really give Bethesda too much trouble in that respect because, you know, if it works, it works. That's all that really matters. Most games behind the scenes are held up by duct tape and wishful thinking, really. Yeah, I mean, I don't think... It's really hard to criticize game coding without, like, actually having done it. And, like, I just want to say again, there's a reason nobody else makes Bethesda games. Like, Obsidian did, technically, with New Vegas. They were using their engine. And then, you know, people maybe point to the Outer Worlds, but the Outer Worlds is not quite the same thing. The Outer Worlds is much smaller scale. Or just any setting or something screwy with the mod itself? I just figured it's just because the Windows, like, dealing with unfamiliar assets. But if it only looks like that for me, I guess maybe there is something I haven't set up correctly. This to be like a service entrance to the back of this door. I'm thinking... I feel like this whole area should maybe be the residential side of town, and this is like the rougher part of town, where you'd actually like find enemies and stuff. Yeah, I kind of want to develop this side as more residential. Like, people living and stuff. Alright, spent too long not doing anything. I should just put something down and see where that leads me. We're just talking about the horrors of curved roads, so why don't we try just putting one of those in here? Missile silos, interesting. Bridge the gap between lonesome roads and slightly lower tech. Weren't the lonesome road silos just built out of like the utility tile set? I mean, I think there were definitely some like new assets there, but it was mostly that, wasn't it? Yeah, like they had the big new piece, like for the missile chamber itself, of course. Yeah, I always like the utility tile set just because it's one of the only ones that has like windows, you know, like that let you see into another like room. Buildings. Oh yeah, that sounds cool. I was actually thinking of making just a modder's resource of just deconstructed tile sets, because you know, aside from the utility tile set, there's also the bay, which is kind of like the same pieces, but they're all just like just the wall, just the floor, just the ceiling. Something like that I think would be very useful for modding in general, just because it would open up a lot more like level design possibilities. those 7 button corners? Is this the bottom corner? Yeah, this looks like the kind of building you'd find out back in the grocery store. Must be enough assets on the back. I mean, that's what I think the idea I have I should get around to making, because I mean that would, like, just take any individual tile set that only has, like, you know, the corner pieces, just any interior really, and just separating it all. Doing that with the caves pieces would probably be impossible, but, like, that's... One thing about the caves tile set is you can just kind of mash everything together and it still looks alright. Because it's a cave, it can look weird. Building... What the fuck is this building? Well, there's only... I don't recognize this building at all, and I guess that's because there's only one used in the entire game, apparently. I hate it when you try to drag something over from the object window and it just doesn't cooperate. Why is this so green? Like, okay, I know Fallout 3 has a reputation, but I don't think the buildings were, like, literally, like, getting dressed up for St. Patrick's Day. Successfully make a corner sidewalk curb piece. That will become the most downloaded mod on the Nexus. I mean, that's not that weird if you think about it. Like, I live in a small town, and there's a lot of, like, little alleyways, like, between buildings, and it is just a wall of bricks. Now, maybe what would look good back here, since I am trying to have this as, like, a more of a worksman area than a public place. This industry building. Extend. What is it? This is so annoying. Like, you get used to how everything is organized in the GEC, and then there's, like, little exceptions, like, oh, I was looking at architecture for, you know, the industrial buildings, but no, those are in dungeons, which are usually for interiors, and they're just suffixed with EXT for exterior. Just the casual madness of being a Bethesda game modder. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, because, you know, it's industrial. Whenever you use the top static, I don't know, if it works... It's important to find what works for you. I mean, I use the filter plenty, sure, but familiarizing with myself with the categories, like, helps me a lot, just knowing how to find things. Maybe like a little warehouse storage place. Okay, yeah, okay, this is technically an inside corner, but... Get all these pieces out. Where's Samson? There it is. Oh, this is a different building entirely. Oh. Okay. Wait. Grab these. Transmission buildings. Why are they called that? I don't know. I can only think of one instance where they're actually used as like transmission buildings at the top of Black Mountain. I hate this curved road. I think a 90-degree turn will serve me well. You know, New Vegas has Jacobstown, but I don't think it actually uses these snow, quote-unquote, snow roads, which are really just regular roads. That somebody just use a texture filter in, like, GIMP 2. Just like, yeah, let's just turn down all the colors. Or turn them up, because, you know, that's how light works. Why are you thinking of setting this monolith? I don't know, because if it's a road trip, it could just be anywhere, I guess. Honestly, this is very early. The most concrete idea I have is that you are a weirdo, you have a car, and you're just driving places. Maybe with some kind of destination. mind. I've never been very good with stories. Let's put it that way. I mean, that's why my my one like big quote unquote quest mod I made, 5 Aces, is just a list of missions basically. There's no overarching story. I mean, I was actually thinking about it, is what if you just, this mod was just kind of framed as a way to just experience all of this individualized content and even be like, you know, a modder's resource basically. Like somebody could just have this mod as a requirement and add in a new destination as a place to go explore. But I don't know. I think that idea sounds interesting. But at the same time, maybe I think, what if I did actually make a story for once? But I don't know. Most of my ideas for actual stories, I just don't think fits Fallout conceptually. Which is why I've actually been kind of interested in getting into Elder Scrolls modding, because, you know, fantasy, by its nature, lends itself to much more absurd stories, I guess. I mean, certainly. If that's something you'd want to do. It really is just my only sole idea at this point, is just what I said. You're just like this Mad Max-esque person who's drifting from place to place. Let me cut these. There we go. That's something of an intersection. These pieces are like something about a crater, but I don't know. They have almost the same texture as the road. Slightly different color. I think this thing is actually using like the Fallout 3 road texture, but then this is the New Vegas one, which is colored ever so slightly different. That's why I never liked Fallout 3, because yeah, it removes all the green tinting from the lighting. The problem is a lot of the textures themselves have a green tint, so then it just looks awkward as hell. Mention that you want to see an Ashes Afterglow after mod for NV before. Is this it? Kinda. It's kind of like my idea for a mod in that format, in that it's like more of a traditional FPS structure of you have, you know, individual levels that you progress through instead of the typical Bethesda open world. Although really, since, I mean, I'm building this zone kind of relatively openly, so I guess you could say even more, this is more like a Deus Ex-ish kind of situation. Although I don't know if I'd have the chops to make like a proper like immersive sim. But I don't know. I mean, I'm certainly not doing anything quest-wise until I have like the levels themselves built. I mean, I just have a rough idea. It's like I want this grocery store place to be important. This motel over here to be important. This gas station is literally where you start. And if you've seen anything of Ashes before, like, it's really just the perfect fit for the idea of a New Vegas mod, because, like, it still has, like, dialogue, it has RPG elements, like buying shit, but it's just presented in a very streamlined way that I feel like would be really cool to see in a New Vegas total conversion, rather than trying to do the whole, we're literally making, like, a whole ass Bethesda game like what the Frontier did, or New California. Yeah, I keep talking about this, about fucking Ashes. The thing is, I still need to actually play it myself. I've just seen like a playthrough of like the first few levels. Just kind of looking at what it does and just being like, oh, this is really cool. Yeah, Agent Fuse. I bet whoever tries that in this day and age must be fucking stupid. Not to say, you know, like this idea isn't any less ambitious, it's just a different thing that, you know, I think it's slightly more feasible. Diesel punk. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Fallout isn't any one thing. I mean, there's definitely a lot of varying aesthetics. But yeah, I would say my least favorite thing about Bethesda's take on the franchise is they are so hyper-fixated on the pre-war worlds, silly, goofy, 50s optimism, and what's that other word? Not ignorance, but something... naivety, yeah, that. it's just like, man, you're literally stuck in the past. Yeah, optimism was one of the words I said, but there's also the naivety element, like, you know, the thing that was behind the decisions to have, like, children's toys made out of lead, that kind of thing. Like, it'll be fine. Radiation is actually good for you in small amounts. That kind of thing. I like the idea of this. Having this, I don't know, put some kind of like poster here, graffiti. As is the tradition of American culture, let's add another parking lot. You know, I can't actually speak to this personally because I was born in '93, but someone said that a big part of Fallout's aesthetic is actually like 80s counterculture kind of stuff. And, you know, obviously I can't speak to what 80s counterculture was like, but yeah, leather jackets, mohawks and shit, that's definitely something that I feel you don't see enough of in Fallout. Unless it's like fucking greasers. Then you see some leather jackets. But, you know, you don't get like the whole punk rocker fuck you kind of thing. Yeah, Agent 2, I saw something about, there's a mod for city skylines that adds, like, realistic needs for, parking and traffic, and there was this post on Reddit where it's like, can you help me? I have the realistic, cars and parking mod, and my cities are just this horrible hellscape of asphalt and concrete. How can I fix this? Is this like, you know, you're really close to getting it. Parking lots are big and boring, but that's kind of helpful when you're making a town, because you can fill a lot of space with them. Cause like, yeah, like, look, I got this, building thing here, make it like some kind of Irish bar, because it's green, and that's what it keeps making me think of. And, yeah, you can fill out a whole space here, maybe some, like, tents, some junked up cars stacked up. Extend this road out so we can meet like on the corner here and have this nice tucked in. Yeah, you. This is a really nice distraction left of the mod. Well, thank you. The comments are a nice distraction for me, not to get too personal or everything. Be too real. You know what we can do instead of trying to fit this road together? ah, the road's busted. The dirt has gone over the road. It's like, oh, really shows you the decay of society, am I right? That's the thing about level design is like what I just did there. There's absolutely a thing, you know, actual level designers do. And you know, it works out. It's like, yeah, hey, we added some nice variety here, so it's not just a straight road. There's like dirt over here. You can put some grass there. Oh, since you know something about world spaces, I guess, Agent Fuse, I know there's a thing about, there's like a limit of how many like ground textures you can use, right? That's a thing, right? What the hell's going on here? Anyway, because I thought it was like 4, but like I don't know how to like keep track of that. Seven in total. When you're in the landscape menu, press I. Okay, is this not the... Is this not the landscape menu? Landscape edit? Where is that? Oh, it's not the landscape editor? Okay, texture editing thing, I have that pulled up. You're in a cell, press I in the render window. There we go, okay, I see it. You can't see it because, I don't know if there's a more efficient way to set up my stream settings, but I'd basically have to make a new source for every window. But yeah, I see it. And I'm actually have been very conservative with them, apparently, because, it's just land default, asphalt, villa, cobblestone. So I guess, like, this back here, because this is like a grass texture, and it's not even registering there, so... And that dirt thing is a clever touch. That's 90% of game design, is what I've come to understand. Like, we don't really have an easy solution. Oh, yes we do. Let's just hide it. Speaking of which, let me move this a couple degrees that way. Why update for the current cell? Okay, yeah, I figured what I was saying is, like, the textures I've messed over here, like this is outside, the quad, I guess, is over here. I can do something like extend this building. Yeah, there we go. I just made a new asset. I actually learned conceptually that you should do stuff like this from my brief experiences trying out the Skyrim creation kit, because in the vanilla game they do all kinds of shit like this. Like the caves in Skyrim, it's literally just like the rock models just mished and mashed all together. See the cell boundaries by pushing B. Ooh. Oh, that's very helpful. Oh my gosh. I didn't know there was a way to see that except for with the nav meshes. Because I knew that like nav meshes, they can't go beyond these lines. You have to like do a thing. It makes this green thing. I think I talked about this in the playthrough at one point. That is actually extremely useful. Kind of how I made my cave mod. I mean, that's how you get interesting looking caves, you know, that aren't just the tile set pieces put together. I was in some stuff I've never released because, for various reasons, but there's the middle balcony pieces, like the cave balcony, and there's this middle piece that I like to put vertically and just build walls out of that shit, and it lets you get a lot more like interesting and varied shapes, like create tunnels and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of flattening the floor out. Especially if you make the cave pieces bigger. Around Freeside size? I was thinking around Freeside, yeah, at the largest. Like, all of the Freeside areas combined. Probably in total, like, square footage, maybe? Probably more like... I feel like Main Street here is where a lot of the focus is going to be, and then we'll have smaller areas, like out here on the outskirts. How will consoles handle it? Oh boy. Just imagining. God forbid Bethesda updates New Vegas and adds the Creation Club to it. Like, I've said my piece on the Creation Club. I don't really have a problem with it conceptually, but my word, that's gonna be a shitstorm if that theoretically happens. Although, you know, in fairness, I'm not sure how much you can put it on console specifically, because I mean the vanilla game on PC has its limits too. A lot of them we don't have to care as much about anymore because we just had so many advances with like the tick fix and heap replacer and such. I do love, though, that there is that little script dev comment in New Vegas. It's like, yeah, we had to cut this for adorable consoles. But, you know, I'm not a console gamer. I own a Switch. I am glad that the gap between PC and consoles have closed as much as they did, to the point that there's mods on console. I love that there's mods on console, even though I'm probably never going to play a Bethesda game on a console. Where's that two-piece? God, this fucking song. Reminding me of that weird-ass game that Al Chestbreach played years ago. The one about the werewolf. Like, is it called, like, Jesus Christ fucking Werewolf or something? I don't even know why. It's not even that similar, but it's just making me think of that, because that mod was just, like, fucking... like, it took some bad meth. This place is kind of the tutorial era. Yeah, it's the way I want to see it is it's kind of like the Emerald Vale from the Outer Worlds, where it's just like this condensed thing that kind of shows you what the whole game is going to be like, more or less. And the main objective is going to be similar too, in that actually it's literally the same thing now that I'm thinking about it. Is the premise is your character is in this town because they're on their road trip and your vehicle's broken down. It literally begins with you stepping out of the bathroom from this gas station and getting low down and basically trying to get your car up and running so you can bounce. But yeah, that character creation sequence, that might be the only way that that Mojave alternate start mod I've been teasing will probably ever see the light of day. Just, because I'm really proud of that system I set up where you actually have your character, like, walk out in front of the screen. And I want to get that release somehow just because it's like, oh, this is so cool, isn't it? Huh? Look how amazing this is. Speaking of advances, Wall fixed the tree LOD implementation in FMV. You found it dumb, why it wasn't before. Wait, hold on. This damn emote thing is in the way. I can't read. Wall... It's like Wall SOG, SGB or something. Yeah, I've seen a lot of their mods. It's pretty simple. Yeah, but the thing is like... Isn't that for, like, speed tree? And New Vegas doesn't really use any speed tree stuff, right? I imagine that's probably most helpful for Tale of Two Wastelands. Animated LODs sounds really cool, though. XNVSE Discord. I should... Like, I wouldn't have any expertise to talk about in there, but I'd probably join that just to hear about it. Like, I'm in the New Vegas Reloaded Discord, which is the only reason I even have that mod, because it's not posted anywhere else. Yeah. Yeah, like, you know, we're not seeing, like, all the new content, like, back in the, you know, I don't necessarily see it this way, but let's just call it the golden age of New Vegas modding. Like, we don't really have, like, a sun guy anymore. But still, there's still a lot of interesting things happening, like, on a technical level with New Vegas modding, and I'm really excited to see where it all goes. I mean, I saw that one real-time reflections mod. That seemed really cool. I haven't really actively seen it in action, just the screenshots, but the fact that we have, like, reflective surfaces now is really cool. Oh, well, sure, Drifter. I don't mean to say there's no, like, interesting, like, content for New Vegas coming out. You know, apologies to Agent Fuse. It's just that it's not as big as it once was, where there was just, like, everyone wanted to make a quest mod. I mean, I don't even know if what I'm saying is even really that accurate. I mean, people are certainly still making stuff. Sort of renaissance that hit the Morrowind scene. I've never actually kept up much with Morrowind. I have it installed on my PC actually, but for some reason, maybe it's the fact that Morrowind is the best game ever made and has no flaws whatsoever, but I've never really felt compelled to mod Morrowind all that much. I was being sarcastic, by the way. Yeah. That's what I was trying to get around to saying. Which is both cool and, like, it has its positives and negatives. Plus side, some, like, pretty ambitious stuff is in the pipeline. On minus side, you know, it doesn't feel as active, you know? Become our next sun guy. I mean, that's the thing, is what I said before, I'm not really much of a writer. So, I don't think I'd be able to match with some guy in that respect, but you know, if you think about it, gameplay-wise and level design-wise, some guy mods aren't necessarily the craziest in that respect. That was actually something I was theoretically thinking of doing, is like, I don't know, just kind of revamping some of the interiors in specifically New Vegas Bounties 1, because that's definitely where they're the weakest, easily the weakest part of that mod. But, I don't know. Ah, yeah. This is an important call, I'll be right back. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, I don't have a headset. I have like an actual microphone. When I turn it off and on, it's got to warm up a bit. I think it's working now. Sorry about it. What's the discourse been then? What the? God damn it! Get all this shit off. Let me read to chat a bit. Six aces one. That's my answer. Started running on a New Vegas Bounties 3 world space, ran into a ton of issues because it's an ESP. Yeah, to be honest, I played New Vegas Bounties 3 back in the day. I didn't really care for it, actually, because of the world space. I felt it really did not add anything. Do more interiors improved projects. Just gotta find mods I like enough to do it for. Yeah, that's a big thing too. That's why I was thinking of New Vegas Bounties 1, because I think, well, A, I've not played New Vegas Bounties 2, and I do like New Vegas Bounties 1, simple of a mod as it is. Um, I mean, that itself is a reason why, because it's a simple mod, just sprucing up the locations a bit. Um, Very much like hardcore into the vanilla plus mindset. I don't think some guy would agree with me. Well, I've never really spoken much to him personally. I feel like his mods have their own distinct tone. That is true, but I don't feel like it's necessarily out of place with New Vegas. I feel like, well, besides the fact that they don't really necessarily use much of the Fallout setting, I mean, they could just be Wild West stories. Um, yeah, the fact it takes place in Fallout is almost irrelevant from what I remember of the stories. Ollie's music taste is a low-key banger. Well, thank you. This is actually just the soundtrack to uh The End Is Nigh, which is a game I've not played, but I have bought the soundtrack for it. Hi, Aiden Fuse. Let's see if I can get this Clementine open without getting orange juice all over my monitor. Vegas 2 is probably the most relevant to Fallout. I mean, it would have to be, because it's the one I haven't played. But yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with not using every element of the Fallout setting. It's just that, New Vegas Bounties generally hits a point where it doesn't matter, which, again, there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. In a way, it's good, actually, because, if some guy wanted, he could make his own original product without having to change too much. I love clementines, they're so convenient. All the slices are in individuals, and they come wrapped in their own fiber. Hmm. Just looking through my playlist that I'm going to listen to. Does YouTube still do the thing where if you play copyrighted music, they just delete your video? Or, like, do they mute your stream? It reminded me that some guy 2K re-enlisted. Like, in the military? He was like a Marine, wasn't he? I don't know how old he is. I always thought he was like in his 30s. Hmm. Well, this album just recently reappeared everywhere online after it disappeared for like 3 years, so maybe no one would care all that much. Why he's only advising for remakes of his months. Oh, there's actual remakes. I heard something about, like, well, it was released, wasn't it? It was like an enhanced version of New Vegas Bounties 1. But I don't think it actually changed any of the levels or anything. Just, like, improved the scripting and maybe the voice acting? Forgot what that was about. UBRE. Competing mobs just trying to... Yeah, it always falls apart in part 3, doesn't it? New Vegas... Okay, it's New Vegas Killers, right? One with Bobby Bass. I didn't play that one, but I think I watched Al play it way back in the day. Yeah, I got distracted. That call is my mom, and I was basically talking about my Christmas plans with her. I think get back into the modding mindset. What the hell was I doing? Right, Irish bar parking lot. I'll probably finish closing this off. Probably. They put a ruined building in this corner. Three assets somewhere. GT. Georgetown, excuse me. I don't know how loud my voice is. I don't know if you actually heard me burp one time or not. Oh, parking lot lights. We're gonna need a lot of those. Half this town has a parking lot so far. Maybe just one here. Yeah, and then, you know, you could do something with this. Maybe put, like, stuff hanging from it. 'Cause I am thinking of, like, doing, like, a mini shanty town kind of thing here. Fill out the space a bit. Yeah, it makes sense that the LE project, I guess I'll refer to it as, would start with Bounties 1 and Killer, because they definitely are probably the simplest ones. Not the smallest, necessarily. Paradise Falls building. Whenever you get stuck, grab some shit out of the object window and just start tossing it around. The Lego principle. Parking lot chunk. Oh, this looks. No, this looks like the road. I'll probably use this to do some of this stuff. Add some variety to it. Later. This music seems a lot louder than the previous music, although I've turned it down significantly. Do I need to turn it down? Parking lot chunk skulls. Oh yeah, I always forget those exist. What are they? There's like static collection. Yeah. I know what skull means. Should be looking up even general. Oh, this is very helpful. Now I don't have to put all this shit together myself. It's free real estate. It's free level design. Ooh. Oh, I was looking for these actually, but I didn't realize they were skulls. Yeah, because there's like a bunch of place and freeside that you release. At least, that one mod that had a bunch of stuff about freeside. Oh, 4B. It's the best one. Actually, I did this in a mod I never released, but I built something kind of like this with rocks. And then what you do is you place some placeable water in the midst of this. And might I tell you, that is very satisfying looking. In fact, our road here is that giant stretch of highway. Ah, yeah. Makes sense. Float there, but I do. I'm gonna rotate a little bit. I got too upset about this. No, I don't know what it looks. Okay, moving on. Yeah, this is another thing that Skyrim does a lot, although I think they have not skulls for this, but dedicated models. It's like something you sink into the floor a bit to give it some extra texture. I hate how this landscape texture is like slightly not quite the same. Well, actually, specifically what it is, it doesn't receive light the same way, so it's annoying. What kind of skulls can we find for buildings? One? Large own house. Oh. That would be a hell of a engine advancement, if that's theoretically possible, is to just have certain landscape textures receive specular effects differently. I mean, I don't think proper engines can do that, but... Oh shit, there's like roads, too. mean, this basically looks like the regular piece, but whatever. Do you know, like, big ruined buildings or something? Ah, clearly the most useful skull. I guess it's missing some pieces. Looks like it's supposed to be like... Maybe? I don't know. World War II bunker. They're remarkably useful for train tracks. Is it? Because I don't really see what's separate here. I thought this is just what the trail track static looks like. Trail track. Railroad track. I want to use this instead. If the pool is bigger, I might actually throw this in. I mean, it certainly looks shittier, but that's not necessarily better. Longer versions, right. Okay. Oh. Here's an entire city skull! Oh, Jesus Christ. These are not the full res versions of these buildings, though, right? Wait, isn't this... Testament to Deadline. Oh. And you probably shrink this down, like, hey, little tiny model building set. Put that in like a CEO office or something. Alright. Really? This thing is a skull? Why? Like, I literally... I got all those over here. This isn't... No, this... Yeah, this was the one in Novak. Fine to deal with the left. I guess consoles need every bit they spare. Okay, not bad. feel like these Georgetown buildings and all those things, they're just really incomplete. I feel like there's only two like musical pieces. Architecture urban seems kind of superfluous in this system. At work, I would just make it go. Ah! Are like the same thing. No, that piece is useful actually. Fucked up, still look like something. And over here, I'm just going to this, make it like bricks. Is there like an eyedropper? You know, like in Paint or GIMP 2, you can like click on a color and now you have that color in your paintbrush. Is there like a thing for that for like textures? That would be very helpful.
I'm on a black elevator going down. Little Joe from Kokomo, it rattles to the ground. The dice is laughing at the man that it throws. I'm rolling over to the low side of the road.
Thing.
The moon is red and you're dancing real slow. 29 miles left to go. The chain monkeys help you with your load. I'm rolling over to the low side of the road. Jezebel is naked with an axe. The prosecution tells you to relax. Your head feels like it's ready to explode.
pieces, that doesn't really gather the entire record.
Rises up and starts to grow. Rolling to the low side of the road. To the low side of the road. To the low side of the road.
I don't know what the plan is here.
They hung a sign up in our town. If you live it up, you won't live it down. So she left Monte Rio's son, just like a bullet leaves a gun. With a charcoal rise and Monroe hips, she went and took that California trip. Well, the moon was gold and her hair like wind.
Looks like a
Said,
thing.
"Don't look back, just come on.
Looks like a thing, I think.
Oh, you got to hold on. You got to hold on. Take my hand, standing right here. You got to hold on. We gave her a dime store watch and a ring made from a spoon.
Although,
Everyone's
I'm
looking
liking
for
how they look.
someone to blame. And you share my bed, you share my name. Well, go ahead and call the cops. You don't meet nice girls in coffee shops. She said, baby, I still love you. Sometimes there's nothing left to do. Oh, but you got to hold on. Baby, gotta hold on and take my hand. Standing right here, you gotta hold on. Well, God bless your crooked little heart. St. Louis got the best of me. I miss your broken China voice. How I wish you were still here with me. Oh, you build it up, you wreck it down, and you burn your mansion to the ground. Oh, there's nothing left to keep you here.
Oh, this is really weird,
But when you're
but
falling behind and it's a big blue
would a
world,
player care that much?
You've got to hold on.
It's like, I just want to close off
Gotta
this
hold
space.
on, take my
And granted, I'm doing it in a very weird way, like using these buildings as a fence, essentially. But at the same time, I kind of like the
Down
look of
by
it.
the Riverside Motel, it's thin below and falling by a 99-cent store. She closed her eyes and started swaying, but it's so hard to dance that way when it's cold and there's no music. Oh, your old hometown so far away, but inside your head there's a record that's playing a song called Hold On. Baby, gotta hold on, take a mind, standing right there, gotta hold on. You gotta hold on, baby, gotta hold on. You gotta
Not important now, but I definitely want to figure out how the hell LOD works, because I absolutely do not want to release a mod where things just kind of melt into existence like that.
You gotta hold on, baby, gotta hold on and take a mind. Standing right here, you gotta hold on. You gotta hold on. You gotta hold on.
Mental notes.
You gotta hold on. You gotta hold on.
Like, it would be really weird to see, like, all these buildings like this in real life, but
You gotta hold
it doesn't look bad. I mean, besides the fact that a lot of it is misaligned, but that's, you know, something for later. That's something for future I'll need to deal with.
might have been damn smoked Jimmy the Harper with a hard little pistol and a lariat.
I enjoy water reflections.
Going down the drain.
I don't know why there's like 2 water here, because I have it set up, but the water should be much lower than this.
Got to keep my the morning and blind. You got to get behind the mute in the morning and blind. Get behind the mute in the morning and blind.
Maybe put like a little
Chopping and shopping the axes.
custodian building
Got
in
to
the
meet
corner
me
here.
by the fall down tree. Shovel the dirt upon a coffin lid, and I know they come looking for me, boys. I know they come looking for me. Got to get behind you, yeah.
I want to say, like,
Morning cloud.
this is actually 90% of the reason I use New Vegas Reloaded is because it fixes this,
Morning and cloud.
where
Get behind
I
me.
mentioned this earlier in the stream, but it's something to do with landscape or water height in world space settings,
Get behind you.
or just like the physical location of the water in the game world. At certain height or depth, I suppose, it just doesn't work anymore. That's why it only works in Cottonwood Cove, the water reflections in the vanilla game.
Tell the good Lord that he tried to get behind the mule, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really liking how this space is filled out.
Get behind the mule.
Just imagining like a
Man blind.
tent city, maybe market kind.
Man blind. Got to get behind the mule. Morning and blind. Dusty trail from Atchison to Placerville on the wreck of the Weaverville stage.
LOD is a time. Oh boy. My favorite method of taking notes for myself is opening box. That's actually pretty smart. Until you have like 200 screenshots in your New Vegas data folder and you gotta flip through all of them.
Get behind the mule. Morning and blind.
Not much, but I feel like I did a lot in this world space today. The first thing I did was add this pool and everything else around it.
James, Jack the Cutter, and the pockmarked kid. They had to stand naked at the bottom of the cross and tell the good Lord what they did. Tell the good Lord what they did. You got to get behind the mule, yeah. In the morning and cloud. Get behind the mule, yeah. In the morning and cloud. You got to get
Everything here is so closed off. So what? Oh, no, gotta get a little closer than that. I'm thinking maybe over here, maybe like a larger like park or something. Help open things up a bit visually. So I am falling into the trap of everything is just built along the sideway. But as discussed earlier, that's kind of just how America is like. Ah, through Steam. I actually switched to the GOG version years ago just because I could afford it, and I don't know, I kind of like not using Steam. I mean, I'm sure the Skyrim players wish they were using the GOG version right about now, with all the updates breaking a bunch of stuff. Never let the weeds get higher than the garden. Always keep a sapphire in your mind. Always keep a diamond in your mind. You got to get behind the mute. Well, so use low gen quality. Got to get behind the mute. Yeah, I hadn't thought of doing that specifically, but I figured it makes sense you would, just because anything related to world spaces in the GEC just seems very quasi-functional. Like, surely, like, Bethesda has always been like, oh yeah, this is the exact same tool we've used to build the game. It's like, there's gotta be some, like, dev-only version that is much more functional than this. Or maybe not, and that explains a lot about Bethesda. Yeah, like, Bethesda's toolset, its advantages are definitely that it is very easy to learn, but it kind of tapers off on the far end where you just start running into constant issues. Like, I've always said that their tool is really like a souped up RPG maker, basically, in terms of once you get used to it, how like easy it is to use. I mean, that's why New Vegas got made as quickly as it was. It wasn't because they reused a few building models, it's because the tool is very easy to create content with. In doubt, just let some shit down.
There's a house on my block that's abandoned and cold. The folks moved out of it.
These GEC is quasi-functional. Yeah. I don't think I actually seriously worked on any mods until the GEC extender came out. I think that's true. I'm pretty sure I was using the extender when I was making 5 Aces. City broke by a lot of features. Yeah, I heard of that. Although I'm not entirely sure what they are. I know it was mentioned earlier, something about tree LOD. And I think there's something about image spaces or something. Someone's heartbreak, or did someone do somebody wrong? Speaking of Obsidian, I know, like, something they themselves actually added into the GEC was that whole dialogue tree thing, which, I don't know, maybe my brain is just broken by the topic system, because the topic system makes perfect sense to me, but then the whole dialogue tree thing, I'm just like, what the fuck is this, and how do you actually get anything done with this? Oh god, I made a mistake. I opened the quest window and now I think the GEC's gonna crash. Looks like no one Oh, apparently you just can't close out a quest window if you have the dialogue tree thing opened up. Makes sense. Future me is going to be very upset that these road pieces aren't aligned in the future, aren't they?
Someone's heartbreak, or does someone do somebody wrong? So if you find someone to have, someone to hold, don't trade it for silver, oh, don't trade it for gold. 'Cause I have all of life's treasures, and they're fine and they're good. They remind me.
Yeah, I guess it makes a lot of sense too if you played Morrowind, where it's probably the most one-to-one relationship between how topics work and how dialogue is presented, or it's literally like you're flicking through Wikipedia. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, hey, here's something someone can talk about. You can condition it so that's only this person or a certain group of persons says this, and condition it so that's they say different things about this topic even. I don't know, it seems very intuitive to me. But apparently the dialogue tree thing is based on how Obsidian does things. I mean, apparently it worked for them, you know. So like what I said earlier, if it works for you, it works for you. That's the most important thing about any tool. I imagine it's illegal to have your awning columns that close to the road, but whatever. Fuck the police. danger of using search and find, because usually you just end up with like, oh, that's not at all. It just happens to be next in line. Some of these buildings, oily bricks. Like working on my weather mod, like I think I've mentioned this before in like community posts or something. Certain textures just do not like it when you shine brightly on them because they are just excessively reflective. And technically, that's a problem brought about by the changes in my lighting mod, but I feel like addressing that problem is probably best done by editing the textures and just making them not like this anymore. Like, look, these bricks are like as shiny as this window. They should probably not be like that. Maybe in this block or something.
What's he building in there? What the hell is he building in there?
This song is dedicated to all the people who watch modding streams.
He never waves when he goes by. He's hiding something from the rest of us. He's all to himself. I think I know why. He took down the tire swing from the pepper tree. He has no children of his own, you see. He has no dog. He has no friends. And his lawn is dying. What about all those packages he sends? What's he building in there? With that hook light on the stairs. What's he building in there?
This is starting to bug me.
I'll tell you one thing, he's not building a playhouse for the children. What's he building in there? And what's that sound from underneath the door? He's pounding nails into a hardwood floor. And I swear to God I heard someone moaning low. I keep seeing the blue light of a TV show. He has a router and a table saw. And you won't believe what Mr. Stitches saw. There's poison underneath the sink, of course. But there's also enough formaldehyde to choke a horse. What's he building in there? What the hell is he building in there? I heard he has an ex-wife in some place called Mayor's Income, Tennessee. And he used to have a consulting business in Indonesia.
Narrator sounds like a mix of John Carpenter and Doc Mitchell.
He has no
I think
friends.
he's around that age.
But he
At
gets
least
a
when
lot
this
of
was made.
mail. I'll bet he spent a little time in jail. I heard he was up on the roof last night signaling with a flashlight. And What's that tune he's always whistling? What's he building in there? What's he building in there? We have a right to know.
It floats. I keep talking about putting tents in here. I'm just gonna throw a few in there. Where are the junk tents? There we go.
She lives in a house that's way back off the road. There's a man with a lantern and it carries her soul.
Come on, cooperate. There we go.
A coal stove and a bed, skillet and a ham.
No, this will not do it all. That will not protect you from anything.
In this sinking boardwalk town, she's my black market baby. She's my black market baby. She's a diamond who wants to stay cold. Wants to stay cold. When I swang out wide with her on Hell's Iron Gate. Anything that you wanted.
There, perfect. World building.
My eyes say they're pressed her.
I wonder if this will fix itself if I restart the gap. I don't think so, because this is a problem in the actual game. This water is up here for some reason.
She's my black market baby.
That's annoying.
She's my black market baby. She's a diamond who wants to stay.
Very careful with this. Don't fuck up anything I don't want to.
Wants to stay cold.
There we go.
There's no prayer like desire. There's amnesia in her kiss. She's a swan and a pistol, and she will follow you like this. In Moberly, Missouri, at the Iroquois Hotel.
You know, but what it's really missing are some skeletons. Maybe some mannequins if I'm feeling a little gauche.
She's my black market baby. She's my black market baby. She's a diamond who wants to stay cold. Wants to stay cold.
Did I accidentally, like, zone out from my favorite song on this album? Nope. No, it's much later. Water break.
Well, she had whiskey in a teacup. She give blondes a lousy name. She's a bonsai Aphrodite and a ticket back to Spain. She's a hard way to go. There ain't no way to stop. Every time you play the red, the black is going up. She's my black market baby. She's my black market baby. She's a
know, he'd never be considered because he's not from the 40s or 50s. I think he started his music career in the 70s. But Tom Waits, I think, is an amazing fit for Fallout. As far as like things that would be on a pre-war radio, just very grungy, angsty music. A lot of his songs deal with like seedy, rough characters. Perfect for Fallout, really. Music is actually something I'm always disappointed with Fallout, between like the actual soundtrack generally being pretty bland, only a few standout moments, and then the radio is just like, this song is from the 50s and it says radiation. Yay. I would actually hope in Fallout 5, like genuinely, something I would hope to see in Fallout 5 is like a suite of entirely like post-war music, like music made by Wastelanders, as in how it's presented, and have like a radio station built on that. Because I just think that would be a lot of fun and add a lot to the world. I mean, music is something, it's a very human thing that's never going to go away. Like, next to sex, it's like one of the most omnipresent things you could have in a setting.
He's not conventionally handsome, he'll never be tall. He said, all I gotta do is look me in the Carnegie Hall. He's just a little bitty thing, he's just a little guy. Well, women go crazy for the big blue eye. How does he dream? How does he think? When he can't even speak, and he can't even blink. I say, hell, hell. I'm all kid. Hell, hell. I'm all kid. Hell, hell. I'm all kid. Give it up and throw me down a couple of quid. Everybody wants to see that I'm all kid. How does he dream? How does he think when he can't even speak and he can't even blink? We are lost in the wilderness, we're blind as can be. He come down to teach us how to really see. So give it up, throw me down a couple of quid. Everybody wants to see that I'm all kid. Give it up, throw me down a couple of quid. Everybody wants to see that I'm all kid. Give it up, give it up, give it up, throw me down a couple of quid. Everybody will want to see that I'm all kid. I'm all kid. I'm all kid. Ooh, yeah, I'm all kid.
Copy first, space. This seems like a good place for an alleyway. I'm just thinking. Although that does lead to something back here. Yeah. One piece of that. No, I'm using over here. It's part of the sidewalk. There's no code. what you meant to something about music. Man, you got the proper tone for all. Your taste is on point, Amaro. Thanks? I don't really know what you mean about it.
I come calling in my Sunday best. I come calling in my Sunday best.
Where's that thing? There's that one sidewalk piece that's like that grass. I feel like putting that there.
My Sunday best. Ever since I put your picture in a frame. I'm gonna love you till the wheels come off. Oh, yeah.
This... What the hell is it? I know I didn't invent it in my mind. What that? It's always frustrating when, like, you discover all these new pieces to a tile set, like the sidewalks, because it's like, oh wow, I could have built something with this in mind, but now I've already constructed everything, so I don't know where I would put it. Well, what if we just put this here?
I love you, baby, and I always will.
Yes. I dig it. I dig it. I'm gonna put that there. Although is there a non-shaded version of this? There it is. Gimme. I'll just control that. There. I'm sure this is going to fit.
Ever since I put your picture in a frame. Ever since I put your
That's nasty.
in a frame. Ever since I put your picture in a frame.
Oh, time for some jank. I mean, it's not that bad. What if I just pull the oldest trick in the book? Just move it down like 2 nanometers. Now it looks ugly as hell. But I can use the other oldest trick in the book. Game design.
Don't get on my knees to pray. Don't memorize the books of the Bible. Got my own special way.
Now you won't notice how weird the sidewalk looks, because there's trash all over the place, breaking up your perspective. I think. Would this kind of work? I suppose. Don't look at it too closely.
At the Red Lee's candy store, where I've got to be a chocolate Jesus, make me feel good inside.
Hold on,
Got to be a chocolate Jesus, keep me satisfied. Well, I don't want no apple zapple, don't want no almond joy. There ain't nothing better suitable for this boy. Well, that's the only thing that can pick me up. It's better than a cup of gold. It's the only chocolate Jesus.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Hit the build button, you can relook. Huh. You learn something new accidentally every day. Oh, you know what I could do? Because this is kind of what I wanted to do anyway.
When the weather gets rough and it's whiskey in the shade, it's best to wrap your savior up in cellophane. It flows like the big muddy, but that's okay. Pour him over ice cream for a nice parfait.
I'm gonna put some grass like right there. But where is that, like, the end of the curb?
Good enough for me. Got to be a chocolate Jesus. Good
Fuck, what was that word from earlier? Edge, rim.
got to be a chocolate Jesus. Make me feel so good inside. Got to be a chocolate Jesus. Keep me
Oh, whatever, I'll just go grab a little bit here. What's this called again? Trim, that was the word. Today's word of the day is trim. Trim. A word for that one piece of the sidewalk tile set you just can't seem to find.
Cold was the night and hard was the ground. They found her in a small grove of trees, and lonesome was the place where Georgia was found. She's too young to be out on the street.
That was the grass I used over here.
I wasn't good watching. I wasn't good listening. I wasn't
Scrub
good
Dirt Canyon.
for Georgia Lee. I just said she couldn't
What is this called?
keep Georgia from dropping out of school. I was doing the
Call
best that I
5-1.
could,
It tells me anything.
but she just kept running
Damn, what is this
away
texture?
from this.
Scrub Dirt Canyon.
These
Scrub Barren Waste
children
Grass. Okay.
are so hard to
02?
raise,
I think it
'cause
was.
I wasn't good watching.
02 grass.
I wasn't
We need at least
good
2
listening.
grass over here, thank you.
I wasn't good there. Oh,
Very
Georgia.
precise. We don't have grass coming out of the sidewalk, even though that is technically realistic. It just never looks very good to my eyes.
Close your eyes and count to 10, and I will go and hide. But then
Nope, that's that. Oh god,
be sure to find me. I want you to find me, and we'll play all over. We'll play all over. We will play all over again.
there's like a minimal distance that like the rain has to move before it'll like lock in place. But that is not necessarily the distance you see the terrain move when you're adjusting it.
Across
Generally, I use a 2-size brush for smaller bumps. One size tends to be spiky. Yeah, I was making a few pyramids. I'm just trying to avoid, like, messing up anything I'm not touching. Although this actually just seems to be working just fine. Actually, this is the perfect size. Forget everything I was about to say. It's just such a pain in the ass to, like, flatten things. I know there's this pick that says flatten vertices and soften vertices, but I don't know. My experience using those is it's like trying to use an atom bomb to get rid of a molehill. Peeking game. I don't know, maybe I just don't understand it, but the flatten thing just doesn't work how I feel like it should work. No! Wrong! I know the grass is like quasi-randomly placed when you load a game. I feel like I should be able to tighten it up a little bit. Right, thing I wanted to was not new for. See how this looks with shadows and
Kathleen was sitting down a little red recovery road in a criminal underwear brawl. I was naked to the waist.
Yeah, the New Vegas Reloaded shadows generally look not bad, provided it's not new. Like, you really want them at an angle.
Cooking up a Filipino box spring hall. Dig a big pit in a dirt alley road. Fill it with my drone and babe. Stinks like hell and the neighbors complain. Don't give a hoot what they say. Gotta slap that hog. Roll him over twice.
That's not the button I wanted to press. Oh god.
With a sweeping broom. You gotta swap them flies and chain up the dog. Cooking up a Filipino box spring hog. Cooking up a Filipino box spring hog. Cooking up a Filipino box spring hog. Round steak Mikado with grape sandwich. Old brown Betty with a yellow wig. Taint the mincemeat filigree.
Flatten doesn't just affect the area in the circle, the issue affects quite a large area around it. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought this whole edit fall-off percentage thing was for, but it still just seems to have no effects when you're using the flatten at least. Name the fault. Can you not select land default? No, whatever, just use the road texture. Solve it around anyway.
Phone's off the hook. No one knows where we are. It's a long time since I drank.
The thing about these curb pieces being separate is I can still see the like edge where it is, even though I've hidden the sidewalk itself.
As blue as your eyes.
That should maybe be enough to
I'm gonna
keep
take
grass.
it
This is some detailing I should not be bothering with right now, but it bugged me and I had to fix it.
Old long since gone. Now
Yeah, throw some dumpsters back here. Nice little alleyway as a break off from the main roads, I suppose.
Ain't no good thing ever dies. I'm gonna take it with me when I go. Far, far away, train whistle blows. Wherever you're going, wherever.
This is, I love the look of this building, but it's so distinctive, it feels weird using it anywhere.
The end of the day. You're up.
In fact, this asset always stuck out to me so much, even when I first played New Vegas, and still to this day. It's just because, like, I don't know, like, this graffiti, it's not something you see at all. Like, this stylized and artistic looking. Like, you know, the Raider graffiti in, like, Fallout 3, it's just shit sprayed on the wall. And then this is so, like, you know, it's like somebody with some actual talent, like, worked on this. As in, like, talent in universe, is what I'm saying.
Children are playing, the end of the day. Strangers are singing on along. There's got to be more than flesh and bone.
No, I always feel like I'm only like 10% done, but then, you know, just adding some ground texture actually starts to feel like you're actually doing something. Not to say this is anywhere near done, far from it, Jesus Christ.
In that town there's a house, and in that house there's a woman.
Let me do this.
In that woman there's
Nope, it's too dark.
This looks like I'm gonna take it.
This is something I thought worked really well. To just try to reduce the visual fatigue of a large branch of texture. Just go to edit color. Just click around and darken it. You know, the tiling is still there, but it really helps break it up. And then, of course, when you add props into the mix, it'll really help. I suppose theoretically, you could actually just draw like straight up like fake shadows, although it would probably look wrong unless you locked the time of day or something. I mean, that is something that happens in the vanilla game a lot. Underside like static trucks and stuff, the texture will usually be a bit darker, implying it's casting a shadow.
And the sky is cracked. Come on to the house. The only thing that you can see is all that you lack. Come on up to the house. Oh, you're crying don't do no good. Come on up to the house. Come down off the cross. We can use the wood.
I love this song because it sounds like a gospel, and it like technically is genre-wise, but then I think that lyric just there about getting off the cross, it's not doing any good. It's like, was wrote specifically to say the song is not about like religion, but more of just, you know, Help your fellow person. Don't take your community for granted. That kind of thing, you know.
There's no light in the tunnel, no hands in the fire. Come on up to the house, and you're singing lead soprano in a chunk man's choir. You got to come on up to the house. Doesn't life seem nasty, brutish and short? Come on up to the house. The seas are stormy, and you can't find no port. Got to come on up to the house. Yeah. You gotta come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. The world is not my home. I'm just a passing through. You got to come on up to the house. Yeah.
You know, could somebody like theoretically write a shader or something that if it detects like Z fighting, it just sorts it out and just like prevents the flickering from happening? Stream suspended. Oh god. Oh god. I think I've played too much music. Ah. Oh. Wait, is it working again? Ah! At least I didn't say anything sketchy. Okay, well, if they're not gonna let me listen to that, I guess we can have chanting time with Satan. The hell is it? Damn it. Well, I guess I gotta add the damn thing. Fucking Winamp. The fuck is it? Here him we goes and I think the hell is it? Excuse me, I dragged and dropped where there it is. There's that one thing I like listening to. I just put 1 on loot? Oh, I've really been live for 3 hours. Crazy! Ugh. Alright. I feel like I got a lot done. Right, I'm gonna replace this building. You know, why not use the pawn shop? Why not? I wish there was more assets, like buildings, just that look like this. Like, minus the graffiti so that it actually looks like something else. That would be neat. Let's see how this area looks in game. Why is this so loud now? That's hideous. Yeah, if I pull from my own town, then I really like the idea of this kind of going out into some, like, kind of rundown suburbs. It's a small neighborhood, nothing major. It's supposed to be a small scale environment at the end of the day, but certainly this is where you could add some, I don't know, crappy houses. Oh, okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna... I usually try not to mod much after 3 because that's about when my coffee starts wearing off, I guess. So I'm gonna cut the stream here. Thanks everyone for joining. Bye-bye.